Hi fellas, been back again on another one. This time another mod. From the day I got the bike, my biggest off-road irritation was that I was not able to grip the tank or the sides of the bike or anywhere specifically to get a good hold on the motorcycle. Yes, it's good to be floating around on the bike, and this is a fantastic bike in that sense. You can keep floating around. You don't really grip the bike anywhere specifically. You can't hook onto the bike. But as far as riding on that goes and getting used to all that beautiful grip that this thing offers, this thing offers fantastic grip over here. And getting used to that and wanting something like that on this bike has been my number one concern as far as off-road riding goes. So got myself a tank grip. Nothing really crazy, but something quite interesting. I have Eazi grips tank grip on Ben. I've already made a video on this. This is the tank grip from Eazi Grip as well. I mean, this is also from Eazi Grip. This is the brand. I'll get it in the light. Yep, so Eazi Grip tank grip. That's a silicone clear grip. This particular model would be for the BMW F900R. So yeah, BMW F900R. And this particular model is called, there's a name for this. That they have about 3-4 varieties. And supposed to say, yeah, so that's the style. The style is Pro Grip. So this is the Pro Grip from Eazi Grip, and that is also clear, so transparent. You get to see the tank's color through the grip. And yeah, I got it intentionally. I did not want a dark patch there. I did not want a black color grip on my tank. I wanted something which was clear. I wanted something to complement the beautiful tank and not take away from it. It's a huge beefy tank, and I wanted that. I wanted to bring out that beautiful bulk and size, and so I got myself a clear grip. But what's more important is the fact that there's a lot of tank grips out there in the market that is starting to hold the contours at the bottom of the tank and about this much on the top of the tank. And what I found was that the resting parts, the resting areas or the hooking areas on the tank is predominantly here, right over here, and it's over here. If you were to lean and sit on the tank, like if you were to climb up on the tank, if you guys see this, if I were to do that, then I'm literally hooking onto this portion of the tank. And if I were to stand up and gently want to hook onto the tank, it's this. If I'm sitting and riding also, I'm touching this predominantly. There's very little gripping happening here. Yes, of course, this is a bulged point, but the first point of contact is this. Then if I want to do serious off-road riding and I climb up on the tank, it's over here. This is where the traction is, not over here. So the tank pads in the market that have that kind of a shape, I understand it is aesthetically so much more in alignment with the shape of the this particular portion here. There's a triangle that comes up. So people are starting to use that triangle. But what's more important is the exact tank, the ergonomics, where you grip the tank. And surprisingly, the F900R from BMW and this tank, they both share pretty much the same ergonomics as far as gripping goes. And the tank pad from the BMW works brilliantly on the 450 Sherpa. And as far as the shape goes, I have absolutely no problems, just because I just love the way it looks. It complements the dynamic curvy style design language of the Himalayan, And wow, just look at that. The 450, this particular 450 is starting to look monstrous, and it's only because of all these little bits that I've been doing to it. I've taken off the front mud guard, I've taken off the shitty rear panel, and I've kind of tapered it. So it's just the front, the beefy front. I've taken off that little ugly little decal sticker, whatever it was, from that panel, and left that plain. So much more robust and masculine looking now. And I've also taken away the last part of the lower fender, so that the rain slush protector, I've taken that off. And wow, one more thing, forgot to mention, I just added some hand guards onto the bike, and this is the Chinese replica Buckbuster spine. It's the spine and the clamps that are Chinese. The Buckbusters on here, the plastics are from Buckbusters, the original Buckbusters VPS. This is the VPS model. This saw enough battle on Ben, and when I swapped the handguards on Ben, I put them over here. I mean, I got these fellas to sit on the Sherpa. So yeah, very soon going to be getting rid of these battered plastics, and we'll throw on a nice new Buckbuster. We'll make a video on what I'm getting for this. And one more thing, another addition to the motorcycle now is the Rally windshield. Unbelievable what a difference this thing makes. Very few people know this, but I'm letting you guys know that this thing does make a huge difference as far as wind hitting you on your face goes, until about 90-95 kmph. 90-95 kmph you can keep your eyes open and ride the bike. The wind doesn't hit you as much as it hits you on with the short windshield. So huge difference. Anything above 95 or 100, the wind is definitely going to get to your nerves. So yeah, this transforms the riding comfort as far as buffeting goes. It isn't a complete foolproof windshield, more aesthetic, less purposeful if you ask me, but until about 95 kmph it works like wonder. It's truly doing its job until that speed, and that is the speed that you're going to be at in most cases. Anything above, you will definitely need another fly screen on top, like a windshield extender, which I was using earlier. So I'm going to just mount that on top and ride the highways. Other than that, huge transformation as far as wind cutting and buffeting goes. That's the whole lot of mods that's gone into the bike for now. So much more headed our way, and I'll keep you guys posted on all the developments. This is slowly but steadily turning into my motorcycle, a motorcycle that I connect with. Love it for what it is. Simply amazing engineering. Well, if this helped, it helped. Ben signing out for now. Ciao.